Hello, everybody. Ran here for kind of like a look back. What I remember about that picture that proceeded this here video. Yeah, that picture was taken about the 50s, late 50s, maybe 1960s. That's downtown Pomona, what it used to look like when I was growing up. You see all the stores are open and stuff, and busy as all heck, like it used to be back in the day. Now, when I see that picture, man, I sure really miss those days. And, for you young people that didn't get a chance to live through that period, you really missed a lot the way Pomona used to be, the way, when I was growing up there. Especially like, back to school days or like during, that picture, during the holidays. I'd go downtown with my folks either to get some new school clothes at J.C. Penney's, now which is part of Western University. We used to go down there and, sometimes you run into some school friends and they're with their moms and dads, doing the same thing, shopping for new school clothes, and you haven't seen them for, like since, summer started, and you're going, hey, you're waving, and stuff like that. And then you go downtown, and especially like the Christmas time, everything's so busy. Everybody's got these things in the storefront windows, things you could buy, presents, and they got stockings full of candy and stuff. And as a kid, you could smell that sweetness, and smell the Christmas trees and Christmas decorations, and the same thing goes for like during any of the holidays, like Halloween. I mean, all the storefronts get all dressed up for trick-or-treaters. They got latest costumes out, for kids to put on, something you just slip on. You just got the plastic face or that funny-looking thing with a rubber band on the back that you put on. Then you go out trick-or-treating with your family or with some friends and stuff, you know. But, it's a shame we'll never see that experience again. Like, I keep on thinking about, would have been great to see those days come back, but the way times are now, it'll never be. You'll never see those days again where downtown Pomona becomes like it once was. Because nowadays, it's just hard. It's too expensive to go down nowadays to even try to build or even open a business downtown. People want too much for the rent, move in cost, and all that other stuff. Like I said, as a kid, I used to just go down and just walk the stores, and just check out everything they've got. And, it just amazes me that how much I miss it. And I know you old timers out there, I know you miss it too. During the night, because I grew up right on Monterey Street. Well, it's now Monterey Boulevard. Pretty soon it's going to turn into Monterey Highway. I can't believe how busy it's gotten. I lived between Palomar's and Eleanor Street, right there. And Monterey never went all the way through. It stopped at I think it was Palm Drive. But back in 1967, that's when it finally made it all the way through to San Antonio. And if you look on the first light post, on the right hand side where, the new part starts, if you look down at the cement at the base of the light post, you can see RN there. Yeah, I came by after they poured all that cement stuff back in 1967 when I was a kid. And I came by and put my RN there, so if you're ever in that little area there, make sure you take a look. But anyway, we used to play football and baseball right there in the middle of Monterey Street, before they did all that, before they extended the street. But anyway, that's where I grew up there. The house is still there. Still looks the same. Mom's flower pots are still on the windowsill on the outside, so that's pretty cool. Nobody lives there since Mom moved out, so still the same. But anyway, going back, like, geez, like I said, it's never going to be the same. And it's a shame too. They wanted to build a movie theater downtown, and I just kind of shaking my head because, stainless steel and glass just doesn't fit in to downtown Pomona. I think we should, if you're going to build something, something that's familiar with the surrounding buildings, that kind of architect. Look at that cement tower they built there it looks like a bunker. That insurance building there next to the old church. I always thought it looks like a bunker. And it just doesn't fit. It never did. But anyway, yeah. So the movie theater wouldn't have worked. And just think if they did build the movie theater, it wouldn't have been able to open because with this virus. And then, Montclair is supposed to be building another, or has another better movie theater. And to tell you the truth, I think what this virus is also doing with movies and drive-ins is, I think they're going to be pretty much things of the past. I think people are going to be able to see the movies that are coming out now on cable. You just pay for the movie and stay home and enjoy it, at home. So, unfortunately, drive-ins now are becoming things of the past. Mission Drive-In is going to be closing if it hasn't yet. And these movie theaters, they're not going to let you in. And I'm sure they are suffering big time, with movies and stuff. So I think pretty soon, or not pretty soon, but I think sometime in the future, I think, unfortunately, movie theaters, walk-ins are going to be fizzled out. And it's a shame, too. Because, like, also growing up, as kids, we used to go to Fox and United Artists to watch movies. And during the summertime, that's where we'd meet up with some friends also, which is great. And then after the movies, we kind of cruise over to Thrifty's, hang out there, and or Woolworths, grab some popcorn. You could always smell popcorn from outside from, either places. Woolworths was a little bigger than Thrifty's. Thrifty's was kind of a little jam-packed there. They had the restaurant in the back, but the shelves were just like, that's what I remember. It was pretty, packed. But Woolworths was more spread out. Because I remember, that Monkees program, the musical group, the Monkees, they had that TV show there back in the 60s. They came out with this monkey belt that all of them wore, so they put off this cheap spin-off of that belt, and they were selling them over at Woolworths. And I was a kid, and I said, Mom, I got to get one of these monkey belts. So, she gave me a couple bucks to go down there and grab one of those monkey belts. Didn't last too long, though. It just, like I said, it was just a cheap spin-off, and it just kind of, after a while, it was unraveled. But anyway, yeah, Woolworths, yeah. Great place. And then John P. Evans, we used to go down there and get our Cub Scout uniforms and our badges, our merit badges also there. Men's clothing and all that good stuff. Yeah, you see that picture, that's how Pomona used to be. That's the way I used to remember it. All those buildings like that. It's, I sure miss those days. I know a lot of you people my age. I'm 66. And, so I know you old timers who grew up in Pomona miss those days also, because I don't know, for some reason I feel like back then it was more family oriented, because that's where everybody's families would go. They would go downtown and do the shopping. And like I said, you'd run into friends, or you might have relatives working in one of the stores, You go by and say hi and stuff. Cress's, was another great spot. Did you know Cress's used to have a back door there on Locust? If you look there on the wall near the alley, you can see newer bricks like that they put there. And what was going on there is, like, one day we were in there with my folks, And we were walking around that area, and I noticed the door wasn't there anymore. So I asked my folks, why isn't the door there anymore? And they said, well, bad people were walking out the back door without paying things. So that's what happened to that back door. They sealed it off. So people wouldn't be walking out the back door with stuff without paying it. So if you're kind of wondering what that spot there, yeah, there used to be a back door there that used to exit Cresses. But certain individuals, 5-finger discount, walk out the back door. Did you know that? So kind of stories, that pop up on my head, just sitting here talking to you about, about downtown Pomona and things, and used to always ride my skateboard down there with the steel wheels. Yeah, making all that racket, da-da, 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 hitting the big cracks in the sidewalks. And then store owners would come walking out and they'd be looking around like, the heck? There's that kid again. Call the cops. It's that kid again. So, yeah, I'm that kid again. Everybody's pointing a finger at. Because I usually go down there, and like I said, people leave their Coke bottles out, and I go pick them up, 5-10 cents there, I go down to the Pomona wine cellar and go cash them in and get some candy. Back then, gum was a cent, and Baby Ruths are like 5 or 10 cents back then, RC Cokes are probably like 15, 20 cents, 25 cents. So, yeah, you go down there, that's what I did, during the summer. I go down there and, hey, I was recycling. But going back to the mall nowadays, it's just a shame to see it, because even though the antique row is still there, and they're suffering too, but I can remember back in the 70s walking down through there, and all these buildings were vacated, and I'm kind of looking at it like that now. I'm just kind of like having flashbacks, because we had the art walks, and I hope that comes back. All that, other good stuff, farmers market, and restaurants that could have been open, but now they're closed because what's going on. And like I said, just having flashbacks, what it used to be. And I hope everything comes back, but again, like the title, what was once was, will never be again, like when I was growing up. And it's really sad that these young people could experience what us older people experienced about what downtown Pomona was all about. During this, Christmas parades and during the holidays, things like that. Yeah, and it's a shame that we couldn't really, go back in time and bring those days back. But we're not even going to have a Christmas parade, which is a really bummer. It's a shame to see that go away. And I hope we're able to bring back the art walk soon. But, it's just, like I said, it's just a shame to see what's going on with downtown. And I keep my fingers crossed that things will change. And like I said, I walked downtown Pomona during the 70s, and I just shaking my head. Unbelievable how empty it was, I can remember going by buildings like, where the Glass House is, or Thrifty's, and Woolworths, and, it was just like nothing going on. John P. Evans, all those stores are vacated. And just a few, maybe the banks were open. Like the old First National Bank was open, because I used to bank there in the late 70s and during the 80s, and another bank down further, which Western University is now occupying. But it was great that Western Union came in and saved some of those buildings. But I was in the old Buffin's building, and it's nothing like what it was back in the day. what you see outside is pretty much what it used to look like. But when you go inside, they pretty much gutted all the floors. There's no more escalator, just steps. They probably still have the elevator on the far side, but I walked up there and looked around, and sculptures of those people were hanging like you're playing volleyball or something or whatever. Yeah, that's all gone. Like I said, they just gutted the whole inside of Buffin's pretty much, and it's just all classrooms and pretty much all opened up and everything, and they have little snack bar places where the students can stop and eat and everything. And the same thing with the old furniture store across the street. That's all changed. When they finally decided that Western Union University, came in and took over that, I worked there building the first classrooms. I helped gut the old furniture store out, and then started building the classroom walls. I hung drywall inside there back in the 70s when they were developing Western University. And so, yeah. And then I went over to Woolworths, the Woolworths building, started gutting that out and getting it ready to turn into some sort of club. And then we went on to a couple more buildings. So I was able to get into some of the buildings and look at them. And unfortunately, going to start ripping out all the old stuff that used to be in there and dumping it in the trash. So that was kind of an interesting job, tearing out and rebuilding here in downtown Pomona. So you see, I got a lot of history in there. Like I said, I've been able to go inside these buildings and help rebuild some of them back in the 70s. And got to see behind the scenes type thing, what goes on and tearing out and rebuilding inside buildings. Came in handy later on in life when I got into the construction business. So, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about that picture, about what it was like back then, And I wish some of these young kids could experience it, because they'd get a kick out of it. Because we used to go in there like teenagers and hang out and say, hey, let's see over here, at the movies or thrifties, we meet down there, and then maybe meet some girls at the movies, so and so, and hang out and all that good stuff. It was a great place to hang out with teenagers. Like I say, it was really family oriented type business. This is downtown, and a lot of families came down, and it was just a great place to grow up at the time. And you can see by the picture of all the activities going on. Busy, busy, busy. And a lot of things to see and do there in downtown Pomona. And I just hope this little throwback talk, what I remember growing up in Pomona, kind of fill in some spaces of what it was like back then. And you old timers, I hope it kind of helps you remember your memories of downtown Pomona. Okay, like always, this is Ren. And again, like always, you take care, and you take care of those ones you love. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.